Hello everybody, hope you're doing well during this testing time. Not getting ill hopefully, staying in, not spreading it around and not getting too bored. So this video is about my mostly foreign films. A lot of these are horror, but I'm going to start with the Asian ones. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen the previous videos, but I showed off all of the Tartan Asia Extreme collection. I think I got the whole collection of that, so I'm not going to show them in this one. Start with, you've got One Missed Call, which is Takashi Miike or Miike Takashi. I'm still not sure which way around you say it, as it has the name printed differently on a lot of the DVDs and Blu-rays I own of his. It's quite an interesting one. I do prefer Phone, the one from the Tartan Asia Extreme. Monster in this, well, the creature, whatever it is quite cool looking, but I'd say it's one of Takashi Miike's more sort of conventional films he's made compared to this, for example. This is like ultraviolet, crazy colours, really interesting, fast paced, based on a manhwa, I think you pronounce it. Yeah, this is one of the first sort of extreme sort of Asian films I've seen that got me into them all a lot. I think this one is still cut slightly. I don't think I've got the fully uncut. I think there's a bit where he slices off a woman's nipple and it lands on the table, which I don't think is in that one. This is crazy. Meatball Machine, real extreme sort of gore. Real over the top. I wouldn't quite say it's cheesy, but it's quite sort of silly. Basically, these little monster kind of alien creatures come and they get into people's heads and sort of pilot them and use it to fight each other for like a game. It's quite a good one. This is similar kind of vein. I don't think it's the same director, but another sort of crazy, over-the-top gore film. Some really good special effects, especially the woman with like a crocodile for a lower half that's sort of biting people. Tokyo Gore Police is the two disc collector's edition. This one, I think, same sort of vein again. Oh, yeah, from the director of Tokyo Gore Police, but didn't find this one quite as interesting. Sort of still over-the-top, crazy kind of extreme sort of hyper violence. I'm not sure if that one's based on like an anime or manga or anything. This is one of my favourites. I Saw the Devil, really intense sort of revenge thriller, pretty gory, quite messed up. It's got the main guy from Old Boy in it. The stabbing scenes in this, when the sort of people get knifed, are some of the most realistic, sort of brutal I've seen. Park Chan Wook that does Old Boy in that with his vampire film first. This is a really good one. Obviously, all of these ones are DVDs. I'll get around to some Blu-ray ones, but I don't have as big a collection of the Asian cinema on Blu-ray. This is quite a disturbing, brutal one. Dream Home. It's a killing in this where they use like a vacuum bag to suffocate somebody. It's real brutal. Really interesting film, actually. One of the better ones, I'd say. Another really messed up one, Suicide Club. This is fully uncut version. This has got some pretty extreme scenes. 18. All of these, I think, pretty much are 18 because they're sort of hyper violent. Yeah, this is sort of tell by the title. Basically, it's like a club of people. Can't remember if it's a disease or what, but basically, whole groups of people are just throwing themselves in front of trains, jumping off of buildings, which obviously lends to some pretty brutal gore. Dead Sushi. This is really over the top and silly. Basically, the sushi come alive like zombie sushi, and they're attacking people. I found it funny. Well over the top. Very violent, but not in a disturbing way. It's done in a sort of comedy almost kind of way. And you've got The Butcher. This is actually a Region 1 release. I don't think this one's released in Region 2, but this is really brutal. Quite a disturbing one. Some quite horrible scenes. Most of it, or at least all of it, I think, is filmed from sort of cameras on people's helmets that they're wearing. So it's kind of like a found footage, but with quite its own sort of an original take on it. Then you've got Meat Grinder. You can kind of guess from the title, but basically people are getting ground up and sort of turned into meat. A sort of cannibalism film, full uncut version, real brutal. This one, quite a lot of original sort of gore and killings. We've got a classic here, The Grudge. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of this. This is better, I would say, than the American remake, although I do like the American remake of The Ring. I thought the American remake of this one, maybe it's kind of more jump scary, but this has got more of like a tense sort of atmosphere, built up a nice feeling of dread. This is one of the best, I think. This is a really good, underrated sort of horror monster sort of film, kind of cross with a thriller. Really entertaining. Again, this is sort of one of the first foreign sort of cinema or Asian ones that got me into all of this. Do recommend that one. Very good film, good special effects. The monster in it looks really good. Right, so I'm kind of come back with all my other foreign ones. I've got a lot of Spanish and French and Mexican, some sort of Scandinavian, obviously some Guillermo del Toro and that, but that's it for the Asian ones for now. I think that's all of them other than the few I've got on Blu-ray, which I'll get round to soon. Thanks for watching, bye.